Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good afternoon out there, everyone. I'm Jason Salzman.
And I'm Neely Soodle.
And this is your #1 source for Native American television news.
Native News Today.
That's right, Neely, and we have a great program this week, lots to get to. We're going to have 5 features today, actually a special report, too, from another tribe. So.
That's right, and we'll get to that after the break, but we have a lot of news that we want to cover in this episode.
Yeah, for sure. We got things going on at the Muscogee Creek Nation, Cherokee Nation, Cheyenne and Arapaho tribes. So when we say Native News Today, we really mean it. We're covering everybody. We've got all kinds of things to share with you. It's been a real busy week, but we got through it okay, right?
That's right. And we had a couple of events that we're excited to report about, a lot of educational reports, and so we're eager to tell you about that.
That's right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, though. We'll be right back after this commercial break with Native News Today.
Nak aja gidomen ajai jahaniat omen ibuwakidos
Daniels in Ogitskish, Bonshongi Benoat, Bomio, Boshomizatlish.
Momesh, Harishongigo Imongin, Hobidagi, Ani Omaga, Bomaha Hoye Imongin Oma, Bonshomegigosh. For more information about Muskogee language preservation, please call us at 918-732-7724.
We believe if you teach a man to fish, you can feed him for a lifetime. We believe that transitioning convicted citizens back into our communities enhances public safety. We believe that every citizen, even ex-prisoners, are important and are capable of change. We believe in reclaiming our citizens and investing them back into a culture that embraces healing and restoration.
We believe
in reintegration.
Looking for your next 18-hole adventure? Then take a look at Fountainhead Creek Golf Club. Nestled in the beautiful confines of Lake Eufaula State Park, large sloping greens and well-placed bunkers characterize the Muscogee Creek Nation's Floyd Farley designed course and offers a fine test of skill for any golfer. Stay up on all the latest gear and equipment with a visit to our pro shop. Have lunch at the Turn at the Clubhouse Grill. We're waiting to accommodate you at Fountainhead Creek. Give us a call at 918-689-3209 or visit fountainheadgolf.com to book your next round. Fountainhead Creek Golf Club, close to home, far from ordinary.
Jehojefkat Paul Fixakodos. Iskanagat Tekobachi, Mikusapkajokonman, Amikusapkajokodos. I'm able to preach in English and Muskogee, our language too, so there's not many that does that today. When I was growing up, that's all we had, Muskogee language, and that's all they preach. I could talk my language when I was small. When I grew up, I could understand what they were saying. We don't want to lose that, language, especially our songs, our native songs and the Muskogee hymns. We want to keep them.
The Muskogee language has always been a part of my life, and so I grew up speaking the language, and I've used it throughout my life. I found that people were interested in learning the language and wanting to revitalize it. The language immersion method of teaching is one that I'm comfortable with. It's a way of reconnecting with our histories and our cultures, and to give this gift or pass this gift on to our children. Mado. Hadam Chihijahlis.
If you can just imagine that if you've been told you can't do something, you can't do this, you're not capable, you're not qualified, you're the wrong color, and all of a sudden something happens that says that's not true. I can, and I will.
It was not a game, it was a battle. That's what this game was about. Our people have endured and thrived under abnormal circumstances, and we always have, we always will.
We were part of the early founding of the National Football League as a participating club.
A full roster of just Native Americans.
This was quite awesome for just a little town of 2,000, 3,000 people.
But the bad thing is, nobody knows.
The Hominy Indians put together a football team that could compete at the national level.
This is John Levi. Then this is our dad, George. 1924 was when John made All-American.
His athletic abilities were excellent.
He was an equivalent to Jim Thorpe. It's unfortunate somebody like that wasn't given the notoriety that he deserved.
You can imagine football in that day, with no pads and no face mask, nothing.
Back then, I think it was more of a impact sport.
The Indians just have that drive in them to compete because maybe they were always the underdog.
That couldn't be taught. It was just natural.
These were tough men.
Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible.
They won 26 consecutive games.
They just felt invincible.
They could do anything they put their hearts to.
The preparation, the people behind you.
These guys are giants, but we're going to conquer the giant.
Even his own family said it was just ridiculous. What are you trying to do, embarrass us?
They had a passion.
We've always been taught as a war group is that you're a team.
This was so much more than just a game. Now they had a chance to prove that not only were they capable of competing against the best team, the world champions, but worthy of being on the same field as them. Two great teams under one flag battling it out on the gridiron.
It's like a destiny, and that destiny is going to carry people's lives for generations to come.
They decided that if they started something, they would go all the way with it, and that's exactly what they did.
Here's our time, here's our chance. Let's get after it.
And welcome back to Native News Today. I'm Neely Soodle along with Jason Salzman, and we begin this segment with some unfortunate news. Cleanup continues at our friends north of us here at the Cheyenne and Arapahoe complex, where a fire took hold of at least 3 of their buildings there, and also a truck was hit. So some unfortunate news there.
Making big news, you know, and we know a lot of you are watching us in Oklahoma City, so in that Concho area, you know, it's a little bit north of there, but still, a lot of people out there have heard about this news this week. It's affected a lot of people. Really, an unfortunate thing is it looks like it was maybe on purpose, you know, an arson situation. We don't know yet, but there are details coming out. But we were fortunate enough. We have a relationship and a friendship with Darren Brown, all the good people over there at Cheyenne Arapahoe TV, CATV 47, and those guys sent us this package, and this was done by Darren Brown to give you some information on the fires. So we wanted to share that with you today here on the program.
Early on the morning of February 3rd, the El Reno Fire Department was called to the Cheyenne and Arapahoe Tribal Complex to battle not one, but 3 separate fires. One at the offices of the Tribal Tribune, one in an office at the Tribal Courthouse, and another at a nearby maintenance barn. The barn, which housed a few vehicles and construction equipment, was destroyed, but the other offices escaped with less damage.
This cowardly, heinous act, you know, it really brought our tribe to, it was a devastation to us, but it was one that will not deter us from actually carrying forward.
The tribe's economic development offices were also heavily damaged when a stolen tanker truck was driven into the side of their building near the Lucky Star Casino.
We are actually working with the BIA to look at the surveillance that came across from the casinos to get more details of what may have happened.
ATF was on the scene to investigate, but no suspects have been identified as of yet.
You know, providing the service that we're here for our people and for our clients or customers that come through our casinos, that, you know, we're still operating business as usual. This will not deter us from any of that.
And we want to thank Darren Brown and CATV for sending that report over, and we'll keep you updated as this investigation continues. Now we're going to switch gears, and our first story takes us over to the College of Muscogee Nation. And Neely, this was your first time to get to cover the Challenge Bowl.
That's right. Last year I volunteered, but this time I covered it. So I got to see the games played, see how it all works, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah. And we started last Friday with the high schoolers.
Yes.
So this past Friday, it's the middle schoolers, which is about 300 plus children.
Yeah, and we just work our way down to elementary the next two Fridays, actually. It's a great program. It's a great event. You know, it's very unique to the Muscogee Creek Nation. I feel like I'd love to see other tribes kind of pick this up and do it in their respective areas. So it's a wonderful thing. And the thing about, I was thinking when you were saying it was the first time to cover, you really get to get in there and find the stories, and really an interesting story here, a girl that's not even Creek but wants to learn about our culture. So it's a great thing, the Muscogee Creek Nation Challenge Bowl.
Nowhere in Oklahoma will you find another learning tool quite like this. It's the Muscogee Creek Nation Challenge Bowl. Students from schools in the 11-county Creek jurisdiction are competing to see who knows the most in the Muscogee Creek culture. On this day, the high schoolers competed, 4 participants and an alternate per team. They are given only 10 seconds to answer questions ranging from history, language, culture, to present-day events. McMillan from Beggs has been competing in this event for 6 years now.
I have learned a lot, actually, about the Muscogee Creek culture. I am not of the Muscogee Creek tribe, but I like that they have a resource to learn about their tribe. Not other tribes don't have this.
And the Muscogee Creek history and language is not offered as a class at Jalen's school either. So studying for this competition was strictly voluntary. Hours she could be spending away from the classroom. Instead, she finds it fascinating learning about a culture she lives among.
They're always asking, what is that? And I'm telling them, oh, it's really fun. We learn about everything the Muscogee Creek culture has and all their traditions. Most of them don't really know what it is, or they don't, but I have recruited people to come and do the Challenge Bowl with us. I just tell them that it's a great experience.
And Lucianne Harjo, the Norman School Indian Education Coordinator, couldn't agree more with Jalen. She brings a group of students from Norman, even though they are located outside of Creek Nation boundaries.
It's an important piece of their education, and we just bring our kids every year simply because we believe that it's who they are, and they need to learn about who they are. They have a deeper appreciation after going through the Challenge Bowl, after all the study sessions, and they actually get to converse with a lot of other Muscogee Creek students. And they just learn a lot of information that they wouldn't know.
Lucianne says there are a large number of Native American students in the Norman school system. Many are Creek, and her children are also enrolled Creek. So this gives her students and children a chance to learn more about who they are.
And since we live in Norman, we're almost disconnected from our tribal communities. A lot of our kids are. So that it's very rewarding as a parent to see that. As an educator, it's also very rewarding to see our kids take an interest in learning, taking time to learn about their tribe's history.
The Challenge Bowl volunteers are using tablets this year. No more booklets and paper needed. Instead, they have everything they need stored in this handy tablet, giving the games a smoother run at the questions and answers, a tool that has really made this year's game a fulfilling challenge.
But when you have an opportunity to make learning fun, and this competition, and learning pertinent information that will help them to grow as a person, it's just rewarding all the way around.
And it's not just Creek history and language these students are learning.
Make sure you show respect for others. It's a great way to learn like social skills and just being a great person, great leader, having great sportsmanship.
And great fun with the Challenge Bowl, and more fun to talk about was this bison program that the Cherokee Nation acquired.
Yes.
I mean, you got to visit this this story all the way in Delaware County, which took some time to get there.
It did.
What's the deal with the bison?
Well, I got to tell you too, I need to ask for hazard pay because I was out in the middle of this field roaming around with these bison, and you know, they're wild animals, as we say in the story here, and you know, I got to say some of the moments were tense. I was wanting to get the good good shot. You know how we always want to get the perfect shot. So I was out there amongst them, but what a great program. You know, they got the buffalo from the Intertribal Buffalo Council up in Rapid City, South Dakota, brought them down from different national parks, and they're going to use these buffalo bison for all kinds of things, tourism, a source of lean meat for the people. It's just a great thing, and I was so happy when they were like, come on up, check it out, and it was actually on Chief Baker's birthday, so that's another thing. So hope you enjoy the story. After a 4-decade absence, the buffalo roam in Cherokee country again.
Well, you got buffalo out of North and South Dakota, and we got 38 head from the Badlands of South Dakota, and we got 12 head from the Teddy Roosevelt Park in North Dakota, and so a total of 50 head.
Through a member gift of the Intertribal Buffalo Council, the tribe has acquired a herd of bison, and they now graze in Delaware County.
When we got the opportunity to join the Buffalo Council, and then they have programs where you can get buffalo and all, we knew that we wanted to be part of it. The buffalo back in our history is part of it, and we always strive to not only keep the culture and heritage and the history of the Cherokee people, but anytime we get an opportunity to bring something back that reminds our people of their past and where we came from, it's what we want to do. And so many people around the Cherokee Nation have been so excited about getting these buffalo for so many different reasons.
Coming from up north down to Oklahoma might seem like a tough transition, but according to herdsman Chris Barnhart, the bison have taken well to the new environment.
You know, they really have just fell in, just like, I mean, they've made it home real quick. When we first unloaded them, loaded them here into this corral, put out some cubes and stuff, range cubes. They didn't really play with that very much. They liked hay. We've had no issue with them.
For Barnhart, it was a shared transition period for himself and the herd.
As far as other livestock, they're nothing like any other livestock I've ever been around. They're really a wild animal. I mean, they're not a domesticated cow. Just like, you know, they may be standing right there just calm right now, and the next minute they may spook at something, and I mean, it could be. So we really have taken a lot of precautions for that. You know, they're kept under lock all the time. They're very much a wild animal, but they're a majestic animal. There's a real beauty to them.
According to Chief Baker, this acquisition will lead to many different opportunities for the tribe.
Not only can we use it around the nation for tourism and attraction and tribal pride, but as the herd grows, then, you know, it's a good source of good low-fat meat for our people. It's just there are just so many opportunities with it that we're just so proud to have it.
With 12 bulls and 38 cows, Cherokee Nation is looking to expand the herd very soon.
Look to have some calves on the ground hopefully by, you know, April, you know, May, sometime in that period, hopefully, and so we thought we might have some by now, but we haven't. So looking forward to, you know, toward the growth of the buffalo here and expand the herd.
The feedback from the Cherokee citizens has been great. These bison are celebrities.
It's really neat to get phone calls from elders wanting to know how to get there, that they want to come out, or for my wife and I to come out on a Sunday afternoon and see a dozen people from all over the Cherokee Nation that have found their way to this spot to gaze in the awe of the buffalo.
Well, there have been a ton of people, and the response has been great. I mean, you know, like the chief said, you can't come out here any time of the day and there's not people parked along the road taking pictures and looking at them. It's you hear about it everywhere. Anywhere we go, people talk about it, and it's really a neat thing.
Just be careful when you decide to turn your back on them.
Sorry.
All right, great story from Delaware County. I know you had a lot of fun there. And you also had a chance to go to the Gaylord Pickens Museum for a story that talks about art, Native American art.
That's right. And we want all of our Oklahoma City viewers, you're still new with us, so we want to provide you as much content that's going to be relatable to where you're at as we can. And that was kind of the reason I wanted to go over there. And they have a great exhibit coming up, Neely. It's the first 50 years of Oklahoma art at the museum there. And it'll be running through April, so you got plenty of time to get out there. They'd love to have people come up. And the reason I wanted to highlight this gallery is because you cannot talk about Oklahoma art and not talk about Native artists. And we talk about AC Blue Eagle and the Kiowa Five, and they're all represented at this gallery. And that's definitely the reason I wanted to go up and check it out. Yeah. You know about the Kiowa Five, right?
Oh, yes, yes. I know about the Kiowa Five.
For sure. But it's a great gallery, and I talked with the manager up there at the gallery, and we hope you enjoy this story.
The Gaylord Pickens Museum, we're located on Northwest 13th and Chartel here in Oklahoma City. Currently we have the temporary exhibit entitled The First 50 Years of Oklahoma Art. This exhibit is in chronological order and documents the first 50 years of our state, beginning with Indian Territory maps that we have on display, working our way through to statehood, and then the conclusion of the exhibit covers the WPA period in Oklahoma history. The first 50 years of Oklahoma art really has a great presence of Native American art here on display. We do have members of the Kiowa Five featured. We also have Oscar Jacobson, who considered Native American art fine art, was one of the first individuals to do so. We also have other Native American artists on display, Woodrow Wilson Crumbo, Woodrow Wilson Big Bow. We also have Carl Sweezy. Just a good presence of Native American art on display. Just seeing how each artist really influenced one another, even in this exhibit alone, is very inspiring. The first 50 years of Oklahoma art was provided by the Melton Art Reference Library, and I've been working with them for a little bit over a year, just in assisting them in the curatorial aspect of what works of art we'd like to have featured. We did receive some private donors that have work on loan here. We also had work submitted from the Oklahoma State Arts Collection, courtesy of the Oklahoma Arts Council, as well as the Maybe Guerra Museum of Art. Here at the Gaylord Pickens Museum, we do have a free field trip program. More information can be found on that program on our website, oklahomaheritage.com. In addition to that, this exhibit will have a lecture series that will accompany it. And the lecture series dates, all of that information can be found on our website. February 26th, March 26th, and April 23rd are our lecture series that we hope to dive deeper into the different genres that run throughout this exhibit.
All right, and we want to remind our Oklahoma City viewers, still plenty of time to get out all the way till April. That gallery will be open, showcasing the first 50 years of Oklahoma art, some great Native artists. So go out there and check it out. They'll be glad to have you. And we're going to actually end things today with a story that Neely went over. And Neely, the Student Center at the College of Muscogee Nation is really nice.
Yes, it is. And actually, we both covered this story together. And we got a first-hand look at the new facility there. It's we're kind of coming in stages with this college, and this is one of the stages, and it's the Student Center, and it's probably the heartbeat of the campus there. For sure, and I think that was one of the things that they wanted to do, was make it more like a campus life for the students. You go in the center now, you see the bookstore, you see the cafe and the library, and just everything is so nice, but also so much of our history is dedicated. Muskogee. Absolutely, yes, and you walk in, it's just a beautiful spot, and we were so glad to be able to cover it. I'm Neely Soodle at the College of the Muscogee Nation, where we've just dedicated a brand new facility, the latest, the Student Center. We're going to go inside now and check it out.
Welcome to the College of Muscogee Nation Student Center. Here we have, as you can see as you come in, at the top of the building we have the Muskogee alphabet. and so it runs the length of the building, and it starts down at the other end of the building. Yeah, here in the building we have an expanded library with 2 study rooms. We have a science lab, 3 classrooms that can be converted into a conference room, and we have a workout facility, the bookstore, and our student cafe. Facilitate our growing needs, classroom space, a bigger library, and then of course to solidify the campus here. So you know, to have recreational activities like the fitness center, and then the cafe to feed our on-campus students. So those were very important needs for us, and again, just you know, the bookstore, you know, so that way we can have our you know, the books on hand and start ordering our books as we start to progress towards accreditation, and again, just to solidify our campus and to give us that campus life. We have a great Native American collection here. Our librarian, Karen Hott, has done a great job of building up this Native American collection. There's the original ethnographies of the Bureau of American Ethnography, a great Muskogee Creek collection in there. So yeah, there's, you know, a lot of resources in there that are particular to the College of Muscogee Nation. It seems to be, you know, we've been getting a great response from the students. You know, they feel right at home here. And again, you know, the cultural context of the college, you know, I think is very welcoming to our students. You know, to have the Treaty of 1832 displayed. We have our removal routes, a map of the removal routes displayed. So you know, the cultural context here is a, you know, an added feature that the students seem to really enjoy. You'll see all the signage is in Muskogee Creek as well as English. The building is you know, a learning tool just as much as the curriculum that's being taught in the classes. You know, everything seemed to go along as planned. We did have a setback with our parking lot, and that was the delay for our grand opening. So we opened the building for the fall semester 2014, and then as you know, we had our opening earlier this year, 2015. So and that was due in part because we needed to finish up our parking lot and make sure everything was safe for all of our guests.
And again, the College of the Muscogee Nation growing and growing all the time, and we like to see good things happening there. Also, some big news that we want to get to you for next episode. We have some news coming again from the Riverwalk in Jinx, Oklahoma.
Yeah, and not too long ago we had the press conference kind of letting everybody know, hey, we got a big entertainment facility coming here to Riverwalk. Now, next week, Muscogee Creek Nation has scheduled what that's going to actually be, the name, you know, all kinds of particulars that in the previous press conference they kind of said, we'll get to that.
Just a teaser.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So now we'll be able to show you all that. So it's going to be great. Definitely catch us next week.
Yeah, you'll have to tune in to find out what really is happening there at Riverwalk.
For sure. You can usually only do that right here on Native News Today.
That's right.
Not tooting our horn, but this is the place. All right. Well, go to YouTube, go to Facebook. We want to see you on Twitter. Everybody out there watching us, and we really thank you for that. Neely, for Neely Sudel, Jason Salzman. Everybody have a great week.
Bye-bye.